And there I am. Hey up, we're going live. Finally, at last. So, no, obviously it's all going wrong straight away. Straight out of the traps. I'm making mistakes because it's my second time officially, but my first time doing a proper live stream. Right, anyway, we'll see how we go, won't we? I'm sure it'll all go wrong. So we've got some news tonight. Bit of Lord of the Rings, bit of Star Wars, and some spacey news. So I'll just adjust my beard and we'll crack on, eh? So first up is there we go, Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit film and gaming rights up for sale, and it's an exclusive from Variety. According to that, right, so let's have a read. Let me adjust. Oh, crack, what we're doing here. I'm trying to move things about so I can read. I'm not moving that, am I? No, sorry, I'm talking to myself. Right, off we go. Make sure that's still okay. Can you see it in there? Can you see it in the window? Move it over a bit, eh? There we go. There we go, so you can read along with me. See, great start, eh? Anyway, Hollywood is about to stampede into Middle-earth, an array of movie, merchandising, gaming and live event rights to Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit and other titles from author J.R.R. Tolkien are coming up for auction now that the Saul Zaentz company has decided to sell its Tolkien holdings. Zaentz company has hired ACF Investment Bank to handle the sale process, which is unfolding this week as bankers make the rounds of the logical Hollywood buyers. The Tolkien properties are projected to fetch at least $2 billion based on recent high valuations for top-tier IP and content producers. Representatives for Zaentz Co. and ACF declined to comment. The timing of the sale process is not accidental. Amazon is set to premiere its long-awaited mega-budgeted TV series rendition of the enduring Lord of the Rings saga, Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, on September the 2nd. Amazon is at the top of the list of prime candidates to pursue the additional rights now held by Zaentz. The Zaentz company holdings encompass rights to exploit Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. See, they couldn't be bothered typing out Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit properties in film, video games, merchandising, live events and theme parks. Lord of the Rings theme park, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? It also includes limited matching rights should the Tolkien estate decide to make movies or other content based on two compilations of Tolkien's writings that were published after his death in 1973, The Silmarillion and The Unfinished Tales of Numenor and Middle-earth. Warner Brothers also maintains some film development rights to Lord of the Rings through its ownership of New Line Cinema. New Line had massive global box office. I don't know why I said it like that. Start again. New Line, not New Line. New Line had massive global box office hits and Oscar wins with director Peter Jackson's trilogy, Fellowship of the Ring 2001, The Two Towers 2002, and The Return of the King, unknown date. I think it's 2003, isn't it? Warner Brothers last year announced plans for an anime theatrical feature to be produced with New Line and Warner Brothers Animation, The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. That's good. Anyway, but it's understood that in the Zaentz company's view, substantial live-action film rights reverted back to them last year, in part because Warner Brothers had not been actively developing new Lord of the Rings and related content. That development, plus the anticipation for the new Amazon series, was enough to convince Zaentz Co. that the time was right for a sale. Warner Brothers declined to comment, but it is believed that the studio and Zaentz company are already at odds over who controls what when it comes to Lord of the Rings and Hobbit rights, which have been the subject of extensive litigation over the years. Not to mention, is it Warner Brothers or New Line not paying like Peter Jackson and all that, saying the films were never profitable, but apparently that's common in Hollywood. Anyway, I digress. Saul Zaentz, an entrepreneur in music and film who died in 2017, acquired film adaptation and other rights to the various Tolkien rights in 1976. One form of media that was carved out of the deal with Saints back in the 1970s was the right to produce a TV series that was no longer than 8 episodes. That loophole allowed Amazon to cut a deal directly with the Tolkien estate for the Rings of Power series in 2017 when the Tolkien estate shopped the TV series. Yeah, I think we're nearly done. In the early 2000s, Zane's company sued Warner Brothers and New Line over its share of profits from the Jackson movie trilogy. The Tolkien estate and publisher HarperCollins sued Warner Brothers multiple times over profits from the Lord of the Rings films and the 3 Hobbit features: The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey 2012, The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug 2013, and The Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies. Unknown date. I'd like to put it date for the last one. I think it's 2014, isn't it? I presume. I don't know without checking. Based in Berkeley, they say Berkeley, don't they, in America, but, being civilized, we say Berkeley. They'll say Berkeley. Berkeley, California. Zane's company is home to Middle-earth Enterprises, which handles its Tolkien-related licensing. Zane's first made his name as the long-time leader of Fantasy Records, an influential jazz and rock label in the 1950s, 60s and 70s. They also produced such movies as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, Amadeus, 1984, which I've never seen for some reason, and The English Patient, again, which I've never seen, 1996, all 3 of which earned Oscars for Best Picture, yeah, but I've never seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, though, damn good film. Oh, and that's it for that one, so there we go, up for sale. I bet Amazon snaps them up. I've heard it's going, it's going for $2 billion, so I think Amazon will... Jeff will get his hand in his pocket and write a cheque, won't he? So, I mean, it's a done deal, isn't it? Really, isn't it? Look at my microphones appearing and disappearing. What shall I do? Oh, be right. We're live. Anyway, so yeah, I think Amazon will get that. As soon as they've got this TV series coming out, I think they'll snap up the rights to everything else. And you never know, they might even remake Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, either as films or as TV series, and that'll be that. Anyway, back to Lord of the Rings. Vanity Fair, when it decides to come on, is it going to come on? Come on, Vanity Fair, you were there earlier. I'm going to have to refresh you. There we go. Let's refresh you. Has got some pictures. It likes doing pictures, doesn't it? Does it the Star Wars ones? And anyway, it's doing this Lord of the Rings. Oh, go away. And so we've got some pictures from Vanity Fair. I'll not read it all. We'll just look at the pictures and the descriptions. That says Galadriel, played by Morfydd Clark, comes up for air. 'Cause obviously she's been for a swim. I don't know. I think this is the first time we've seen an elf swim. But anyway, there we go. Yeah, but we won't read it all. It's there. The links, as usual, are in the description. But here we go. Anyway, she's there again, look. Galadriel, commander of the Northern Armies. It doesn't sound very Lord of the Ringsy, does it? That it sounds gladiator. I am Decius, Meridius, Maximus, whatever the hell his name was. General of the Northern Armies. But there we go. And she's in her armour. She's got her hair braided, her lovely long blonde hair, which looks very wiggy. Got a sword. She got a ring on. Is it before she gets the ring that she wears? Looks like it, doesn't it? So there we go. There she is. Who are they? Is that cast or crew? I don't know, but there's fire. So there she is. Warrior ring. Don't know who he is. Keep going down. Here we go, some more pictures. And some of these that are coming up of people that were in the posters. We saw the hands last week. A few days ago, anyway. So there we go. Owain Arthur as Prince Durin the Fourth. Sorry, the writing's little. Prince of the bustling subterranean realm of Khazad-dûm. We all know what happened to that, don't we? And there he is. So it does, look like one of the dwarves that we saw in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Looks so they've kept that motif, haven't they? And there we go, the dwarven princess Dicer, don't know how to pronounce it, played by Sophia Nomvet, I apologise if I'm pronouncing that wrong, standing at Khazad-dûm's entrance, and there she is. I think we saw her because they're all gold on her fingers. So there we go. Got very dark skin for somebody that lives in a cave, but I'm not saying anything. And here we go, the Sylvan Elf Arondir, played by Ishmael Cruz Cordova, as a character who's been created for the series. And a darker skinned elf with dark hair. I know we saw that Toriel had ginger hair, didn't she? And thingamabob. Brain gone again as usual. God, the caller. Anyway, from the Lord of the Rings, she had black hair, didn't she? And of course, her father had black hair as well. So that's nothing new. And he's got that wooden armour, so obviously he's a wood elf. Well, Sylvan is with the woods in it. So, and he's got his bow, because elves like bows. So there we go. I'm sure some of these will be, contentious. There'll be people moaning about it, won't there? But me, not being a super duper expert, I like the films, but I've not read the books. I've got them, I've not read them, because I don't like Tolkien's style of writing. I'm sorry, it's tough for me, and I'm bone idle, and I give up easy. Anyway, behind the scenes picture here, Galadriel and Halbrand, Charlie Vickers, meet in dire circumstances. Not half. Anyway, so this is behind the scenes because there's the cameras and loads of water. So at least they're going for practical effects. It looks like, doesn't it? It's not all CGI. I'm sure it'll be CGI enhanced. Let's keep going. Scroll down. There we go. I think this is that chap we saw from behind in that first photo. The one that I said looked like Director Krennic from Rogue One. This is the half-elf Elrond. So he's a half-elf, is he? Oh, is he a half-elf in the books? Is that real? Is that canon? I'm sure somebody will tell me. Or is it something they've made up? Anyway, he's a politically ambitious young leader, but his Elrond is, pre-Hugo Weaving. I'm not saying anything I don't know. I hope they're not changing things just for the sake of it. Anyway, a nice little woody scene. Don't know there. Anyway, Bronwyn, played by Nazanin Boniadi, with a Forbidden Love Arondir. Oh, it's that chap we saw earlier, isn't it? So, Forbidden Love. Why is it forbidden? Oh, in the village of Tirharad. Is she an elf, or is she a man? They don't say humans, others say they are men, the race of men. So is she a woman? I'm sure that'll be addressed, won't it? You can bet. It might even be addressed in the article, but I'm not reading it because I can't be bothered. Here we go. Elrond and Galadriel are reunited in the majestic elven kingdom of Lindon. There we go. Looks very nice, doesn't it? Looks very nice, and she looks more like Galadriel that we know there, doesn't she? And they look jolly friendly. There we go. That's that one. And here we go. Oh, is this what we've just seen? Yes, it is. It's yes, she's a human, I think. She ain't got pointed ears, has she? Nazanin Boniadi's Bronwyn is a single mother and healer, seen here in an apothecary in Middle-earth's Southlands. If it were real, medieval times, she'd have been burned at the stake, wouldn't she? For being a single mother living and dealing in medicines. But so that's why it's for forbidden love, because she's probably a bit of an outcast, isn't she? Banished to the fringes of society, because that's what men are like. Men. I keep looking at that instead of that because I'm stupid. Now the knows these. Director J.A. Bayona, he's famous, I've heard of him, points the way for two nomadic hunters wandering the fields of Middle-earth. There we go. They've got big... Obviously, they've downed some big stag-type creature, or elk, or something like that, haven't they? I'm sure somebody watching this will know what they're from. But they've got big spears, and I bet they are men as well. And another one, showrunners Patrick McKay left and J.D. Payne write on the New Zealand set of The Rings of Power. That was before they moved to the UK. It's not showing much there, it's Sky. So there's the Sky, the set. Because we're not showing out, are they? And I think that might be it. Oh no, a bit more. Charlie Vickers as Halbrand, a new character who is a fugitive from his own past. Oh, so he's going to be mysterious, is he? So I'm sure he looks like he used to be a fighter. As a fighter, isn't he? I bet he's a Numenorian or something like that. I bet he is. I bet he's from Numenor. I bet. A bit like Viggo Mortensen didn't want to be, he wanted to be a ranger, didn't he? He didn't want to be king. It'll be something along them lines, because it's not originally these days. And that's it, there we go. So there's the pictures. Anyway, as I say, if you want to read the article, the link is in the description. So we'll move on to what some people probably say is the biggest news of the week so far, which is, I'm scrolling back to the top for, rewind before reuse, whatever. See if we're still going. Yeah, we are. We're still there. Obi-Wan Kenobi poster. Obi-Wan Kenobi will debut in May 25th on Disney Plus, and this is from StarWars.com. And there's part of the poster with old Ewan there. I presume that's Tatooine. Of course, everything's on Tatooine, in it. I'm going to read this because it won't be long. One of the greatest Jedi ever is back for a new mission. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the new limited series from Lucasfilm, will debut May 25th exclusively on Disney Plus. The series stars Ewan McGregor reprising his role as the iconic Jedi Master. You can get a first look at the striking Obi-Wan Kenobi teaser poster below, featuring the titular hero traversing a barren desert. Not just any barren desert, it's probably the Dune Sea, isn't it? Probably. Anyway, there we go. There he is, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And there's his lightsaber there in the eye of Kenobi. Original series, May 25th, only on Disney Plus. There we go. Got more. The story begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, so it's about 10 years before A New Hope, then, isn't it? In which Obi-Wan Kenobi faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker, who turned to the dark side and became the evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. The series also marks the return of Hayden Christensen in the role of Darth Vader. Don't really know why, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's nice that they've got him in, but it could be anybody under there, couldn't it? Joining the cast are Moses Ingram, Joel Edgerton, Bonnie Peace, Kumail Nanjiani, Indira Varma, Rupert Friend, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Sung Kang, Simone Kessel, and Benny Safdie. I suppose, they might be doing flashbacks, might they, of time before he became Vader, before he got the mask, Hayden Christensen. Because, Disney Star Wars likes its flashbacks, doesn't it? Kenobi is executive produced by Kathleen Kennedy, obviously. Michelle Rejwan, I thought she'd left. Or was it the other one? Anyway, whatever. Deborah Chow, Ewan McGregor, and Joby Harold. Oh, Ewan McGregor's an executive producer. She was like kiss of death in it when actors get involved in producers, but you never know. So there you go. There's the poster. Again, we'll have another look. Smashing. Yeah. It's coming. Right, next up, we're on to some space news now. That's all the entertainment news. I'm on to space news, which I suppose people find entertaining. I mean, I know I do. And here we go. Love him or loathe him. Elon Musk is the his SpaceX company is the the leader in the private space program. He's got a multi-billion-dollar deal to get man back to the moon with his starship, his lunar starship, and he's doing his other starship to. He wants a self-sufficient colony on Mars by 2050. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see. People might die. But they always do, don't they? You know, got to take risks. I'd go. Anyway, here we go. It's a bit of bad news to kick it up to start off. SpaceX Starlink satellites fall out of the sky after a storm. There they are. You know, not like a thunderstorm. This is a solar storm. There were a coronal mass ejection or something from the sun, and it caused like geomagnetic effects, and it put these satellites into safe mode. Anyway, we'll have a reader. The loss of around 40 of the 49 Starlink satellites launched last week by SpaceX, caused by an unexpected sting in the tail from a solar storm, might also have been exacerbated by design error or quality control issue. Space analyst David Todd of the UK-based satellite monitoring agency Data suggested that such a large number of satellites falling out of the sky in one go raised a number of serious questions for SpaceX. The official company statement seems to imply that increased atmospheric drag from the solar event somehow resulted in the loss of control of these satellites, he stated. Did they later fall into a spin while in safe mode? Their efficient electric thrusters may not have had enough thrust to give the spacecraft enough control authority to prevent this or even cope with the increased drag itself. The satellites were launched into low Earth orbit on 3rd of February from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida by a Falcon 9 rocket, but the majority are now burning up in Earth's atmosphere instead of reaching their intended orbit. Though the satellites were commanded to take cover from the storm by flying edge on like a sheet of paper, they failed to carry out the manoeuvres required to reach their required operating orbits. Unfortunately, the satellites deployed on Thursday were significantly impacted by a geomagnetic storm the following day. SpaceX admitted in a statement issued a week later. And anyway, blah, blah, blah. These storms, you know, they can cause trouble, you know, shutting down satellites and that. It says it. Obviously, the link is in the description if you want to read it. So anyway, my mate is always saying, every time he sees a meteor, there it is, one of Elon Musk's satellites falling out of the sky. And this time it's true, they are. So there we go. Anyway, so that's enough for that. So there's one more. We'll get rid of that. There we go. There's one more. We'll have a look, but I've just got to get up another browser because for some reason my other browsers won't play YouTube videos, but Opera will. So here we go. Another SpaceX story. There we go. It's used. This is at Boca Chica in Texas, and they've used the lifting arms, what they call the chopsticks, to lift the Starship, it's Ship 20, onto the booster. It's Booster 4 as a test. It's not going to launch, not yet anyway. I don't think Booster 4 will ever launch. I think it's been in the elements too long, unless they give it a good scrub up. Anyway, so they've done that. So anyway, let's have a butcher's hook at this. This is by the way, this video is from NASAspaceflight.com. Got a great YouTube channel. Go subscribe. Good bunch of lads. And let's have a look at the. So there's the. Let's have a look at it lifting. Let's have a look at it lifting. We won't have the audio. So there we go. Not that you can see much going on because it happens really slowly, so you can hardly see it with naked eye. But it lifts it up. There it goes. And just remember, this is a big bit of kit. Is that about 60 feet long or something like that, isn't it? And it weighs 100 tons or something. Probably fully fueled 100 tons. It can carry 100 tons, can't it? And then there's the weight of the vehicle as well. So it's over 100 tons when it's fully fueled. But here we go. Anyway, so they're lifting it. There we go. It's a nice big view there. Anyway, so it happened. It happened over a long period, an hour or so. There we go. Dropping it down. And that's it. So that's that done. There's supposed to be a big announcement. I probably missed it, or it might be later on tonight. Elon's doing a big announcement to do with his, the Starship program. Maybe it's a new a new date for a test launch, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, go follow nasaspaceflight.com. There it is, NASA Spaceflight there. Subscribe. It says I'm subscribed, but I'm using a different browser for the video. So for some reason, Internet Explorer, not in Edge, whatever they call it, and Chrome, and another one wouldn't play for some reason. Well, they would, but they wouldn't play in the streaming software. So anyway, so that's that. So there we go. So we can get rid of that. That's very interesting, isn't it? No, everybody says. So, and I think that's it. That's all the news we've got. So it's half an hour, and we've done it all. And as first live stream. I hope it went okay. We'll have to see, won't we, when it replays. I'm sorry about this microphone and my background going doolally with it, but there's nothing I can do about it. Unless you want to see my living room. And all we've got is a painting on the wall, a coat hung on the door, and a bunch of flowers. That's a bunch of daffodils, because it's daffodil season. And that's it. So we might go with that. I'll show you. We'll get rid of. I don't know how to do this. How do we get rid of it? There we go. Original. There we go. Yeah, so you're looking at me living room. Oh, no monsters or ghosts are sneaking up behind to get me. You don't want to see that, do you? You don't want to see my living room, and you want to see some mountains. Anyway, I'm playing, aren't I now? So we'll give over. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. So Lord of the Rings is coming. Some new pictures of people that are in it. I bet some people aren't going to be happy, with the, it's diversity in it. I suppose it's got to be expected, and I'm sure it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting when it airs. We'll see what happens. And Kenobi's coming. And Boba Fett didn't really do that well, did it? Really, a lot of people didn't like it. Some people did. Some people liked it. I thought it were okay, but it could have been better. I give it a bit of a hard time in my review. Go watch my review, my 2 hours and 17-minute review of it. I did go on a bit, so I went through it in detail, all 7 episodes. So go watch that if you want to, if you've got 2 hours to spare. And watch all my other videos as well. Like and subscribe, and share these videos, and hit the notification bell, and what else is there? Oh, I do all that great stuff, but just have fun. That's all it is, a bit of fun. So we'll leave it there. Might be live again tomorrow, we'll see. Depends how this went. So anyway, until next time, I'll see thee.